Hello, friends. Welcome back to more trading signals for crypto. So, today, the 26th of November, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, follow the work and also follow my trading signals on Telegram. If you want to join, all you have to do is write down in the comments and I will give you the email address so you can write to me and I will send you the link so you can join. So, I told you weeks ago that my predictions were giving me green days for the 24 or the 25. We actually got many consecutive green days right now. From the start of the 22 of November, that's where a good uptrend was beginning to form. With my indicator, it was actually detected in that same day in this candle right here, and if you had seen, this is a powerful impulse. This is around 13% gain. But I also told you that my predictions also show powerful corrections coming very, very soon. I gave you the dates, if I remember correctly. Those dates were the 26th, so today, and 27th. So obviously today was not a red day, but it's very likely that it's going to come very, very soon. Okay, because look at this. There are many factors regarding that scenario coming true. If we actually take a look at the chart, this is on 10 hours. Okay, so very useful to see a long term trend for these coins, at least for Solana. We can see this is a massive resistance. It has lasted for quite a lot of days, more than 10 days. And right now, we're actually touching that resistance. Okay, it's around the 144 level. So every single time we touch this resistance, we go in a massive correction the day after. This happened on the 19th of November, where I also told you that predictions were telling me red days for the 20 or 21. It happened just like that. Uh, Not really touching the correction, but very close in the 18th of November. Another one on the 17th of November. And as you can see, it has repeated itself across many days already. So this time, I believe it will not be different. I do have other factors. The fact that this entire zone is completely oversold, I mean overbought. This means it's due for an imminent correction. Okay, it has to happen very, very soon. And that correction could be very strong. I don't know how strong it will be. Maybe it will not be able to reach the support of these levels, but it's going to be possibly strong enough to actually reset all the gains back to basically what we saw around the 22 or 23 of November. Okay, that's what I believe. Obviously, some coins will have a difference in performance. For example, if we go to Ethereum, it's kind of more bearish looking than Solana. That support or resistance is a little bit higher. Okay, so not really at the exact level just yet. If we go to Bitcoin, Bitcoin is actually pumping right now. Okay, Bitcoin is pumping, but you can see it's a very clear also with this resistance. Okay, so it's above the current level, so around 93k. However, like I told you, every time we touch this resistance, we dump, we crash. Okay. And my predictions tell me it's going to be a major crash. It's not going to be just a normal red day. So it's possibly going to happen. It's almost guaranteed to happen. If not tomorrow, it will happen in the very last days of November, around the 28th, 29th, or 30th of November. That's where I can see that happening because also in my predictions, like I told you, December is a red month according to my predictions. So that means it's going to go even lower, and people think this is the bottom. This could be a local bottom because it responded very well to the price. Ever since we touched this bottom, we went higher. This is also very clear on Solana, for example. On Solana, if we go to 10-minute chart to see with more detail, we're going to see that, where is it? Okay, yeah, this is the support that I'm talking about. On Solana, it was around 122. So we touched this two times, and every single time we touch this, we pump. The final time we actually started the uptrend that it was beginning on the 22 of November, as you can see right here, continued all the way to 23, 24, 25 was a mixed day, but kind of in range. But in the very end, we actually reached a final higher position. And today is also a completely green day, complete green day. So I was expecting corrections, and it was looking like it could actually bring some corrections in the very first hours of the day. We dump and another dump, but then we massively recover because again, this is also a key support zone, as you can see, also shared by other days. So right now it went to 144. This is the resistance again. This is a macro resistance because, like I told you, if we go back to 10 hours, we're going to see this play out perfectly. Okay, you can see every single time we touch this, we dump. Never once have we actually gone above this resistance level. Okay, the next support will be around these levels, which is very far from the current position. I mean, every single time the cycle ends, we get some kind of relief rally. Okay, so it's a very powerful movement relative to other terms or other positions, other price action movements. But this relief rally, which is the one that I'm signaling right here, it's a quite massive move, around 76% in the last cycle on Solana. This only happens in the next year. Okay, this will only happen around February, March, maybe January if we're lucky, and early. That's where I can see that relief rally and the final great pump to happen. But other than that, we only get false and very small bull traps, which are just like a break of the bearish momentum in order to keep dumping even more after that break, because eventually the market has to cool down on the shorts. Okay, it cannot go down every single day, every single week. It has to cool down, maybe offer some false hope to the bulls so they can enter the longs. And I mean, I'm getting so many delusional comments in Twitter because for some reason people think the cycle is going to extend itself over to 2026 and that we are going to reach a new all-time high. That's not what my indicator shows. As you can see, using my indicator, every single time that on the weekly we get the first red signal, the first short sell signal after reaching the top, it's the end of the cycle. And that happened again on this cycle. On the first signal was around the 22 of September on that week, and the final and basically the one that completely signaled the end of the cycle happened around the week that we saw the crash of the 10th of October. So as you can see, it's very, very far right now from actually going green. For that to happen, these lines need to be very, very close to each other. They are closing in. I'm not gonna lie, it's closing in. But any drastic downtrend could basically wipe out and reset the openings of these lines. Okay. So, like I told you, I believe that will come eventually in the next year. If we're very lucky, maybe by December, but I really don't think that because December is red on my predictions. So really it doesn't make sense, guys. It really doesn't make sense for me to actually be bullish right now. This is a relief rally, a very minor relief rally, stop of the bearish momentum. If we actually had seen this kind of movement, this kind of price action back in the first 2 weeks of November, maybe I will be more inclined to believe that the cycle could still extend itself to maybe the first months of 2026. But we didn't really see that happening. And because of that, I really don't have any reason to believe that the cycle still continues and that we're going to reach a new all-time high. That's very unlikely to me. We're going to see, okay, we're going to see what happens. But this setup, this entire market structure is not identical but kind of remembers or makes me remember to what we saw on October, because as you can see on October we got several consecutive green days: 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 27 was a kind of a mixed day. It was green, I believe, a little bit green, but the highest position was reached on the 26th. And after the 27 was nothing but full corrections. And these corrections were very strong because they basically wiped out all the progress that we saw in the days prior. So I'm not saying it will be identical to this setup, but it looks very similar in the sense that we get many consecutive days, almost on the same days, starting from the 22 of November. The same was there on October, 22 of October, 22, 23, one day earlier, I think, or one day later, depending on how you want to see that. But it's very similar because it's a mixture. It's basically a combination of many consecutive green days, the fact that we are extremely overbought right now, even on significantly higher time frames like 7 hours or 8 hours, something like that. And again, we had already, look at this, 5 consecutive green days with this one. Okay. Well, this candle on the daily is it's measured differently. So yeah, four consecutive green days. Never before in November have we actually seen this. So it's very due for a correction, and we'll see if it keeps pumping after that correction. If it keeps going up and the bullish momentum stays strong and the corrections are not that bad as I'm possibly picturing them to be, then maybe this could be a meaningful pump that could extend to the first weeks of December. We'll have to see. But again, I mostly just trust my predictions and the indicator. The indicator looks very healthy though in the 1 day time frame. Very, very healthy. As you can see, we are on the maximum level of power. The lines are very far from each other. But this is what we want to see when we want to see a very clear picture for either shorts or longs, whatever. This is very, very good. But again, this can change drastically in a single candle, in a single hour, in a single day, if we get a very strong correction. That has already happened, okay? We were looking very good, for example, before the 10th of November, and then boom, one single candle, one single day, and it turns red. So there is no reason for me to actually believe it's not going to happen. We cannot keep pumping for 6, 7 consecutive green days, especially not in November, okay? So that's basically all I want to say. Again, like, share, and subscribe for the work. If you want to join the Telegram group, all you have to do is email to my email address. If you want to contact me for predictions or whatever, you can also write to me. And you should follow my Twitter account, okay? That's where I also give tips or some other predictions, extra stuff. So have a good day and take care, my friend.